The Shooting Range. Hello, friends. You're watching the last episode of The Shooting Range this year. Unless you're already in 2023, which is possible. Anyway, let's make ourselves comfortable, bring something hot and festive to drink, and remember what 2022 was like for War Thunder. In this episode, technologies and game mechanics. A tour around new locations. But first, the most iconic metal beasts. The Spring Wind of Change update brought a full-scale research tree for Israeli vehicles. The highlight of this tree is the Merkava MBT branch, with its layout that's unique in this class. Its top modification, the 4M, as well as the British Challenger Black Knight and the Soviet T-55 AMD-1, became the first vehicles with active protection systems. That update also added a legendary American attack aircraft, the Fairchild Republic A-10A Thunderbolt II, and its cannon raked the battlefields with its mighty sound. And while it had to wait a little for its main competitor, the fall update called Drone Age finally brought the Rooks to War Thunder, and told us the story of the brave pilot Sergei and his mate. Since we're talking about legendary aircraft, we can't ignore the hottest addition of last summer, the F-14 Tomcat. It's impressive, it's mighty, and its combat capabilities fully meet the expectations of Generation 4 planes. And speaking of Gen 4, War Thunder has recently added the F-16 and the MiG-29, together with aircraft rank 8. These two winged predators are sharp customers. Jets of other nations have also been reinforced. The French Mirages F-1 and 2000, the Italian Starfighter ASA, and the British Harrier GR-7, the Swedish Viggen Modification D, and the Soviet Su-17 M4, the Chinese J-8B and Q-5L, and of course, the International Tornado. All these planes made their maiden flights in War Thunder this year. More rotorcraft have been added as well. Sweden, Israel, and China received their own helicopter tech trees, completing the list of nations with them. Moreover, Finnish ground and airborne vehicles have been added to the Swedish tree and became a nice addition to your sets. The Navy has been updated too. Vessels of all sizes have been setting sails this year, figuratively of course, and the most notable ones are the flagships: Arizona, Congo, Bayern, Kronstadt, Hood, Andrea Doria, Alaska, and Fusa. Oh, one more thing. We almost forgot about one holiday vehicle that accompanied us in celebrating the 10th anniversary of the game. We mean, of course, the mighty Sturmtiger that set a new record for ground main calibers. Wow, so many other vehicles that we haven't mentioned. Just listing them would exceed all reasonable time limits. Instead, let's just count the number of vehicles in War Thunder, as we promised. So, today, our game has 75 helicopters, 360 vessels, 894 tanks, and 1,042 planes. All in all, that makes 2,371 vehicles. Tell us how many of them you already have. Meanwhile, we'll go talk some history. Meaning, the history of the new War Thunder technologies and game mechanics in 2022. We'll start with the visual improvements gradually added to the game throughout the year. The fresh version of the game engine, Dagor 6.5, added new capabilities and improved the surface rendering for the game environment. We reworked the wind to make its gusts have different effects in various places and synchronized the movement of grass, trees, and water ripples. We also improved the effects for smoke grenades and muzzle exhaust, explosions of HE rounds and APS countermeasures, dust clouds, and missile trails. Ground vehicle explosion effects reached a whole new level. Tanks throw off burning road wheels when blown up, and ammo detonation basically rips the vehicles to shreds now. Even regular driving across various surfaces has transformed. Procedural simulation of shell-armor interaction now allows for even more realistic damage models. Protection Analysis View and Destruction Replays have received an updated hole-forming process, and all of this is enhanced with a new Ultra HD texture pack. New types of weaponry have been added as well. Aircraft can now carry incendiary pods full of napalm, while the Smell of Victory Battle Pass added flame-throwing vehicles. Open-top machines beware. Not a single top-ranking battle can now go without using drones. Light recon UAVs can help you detect your enemy, while the heavy strike drones can quickly destroy the most dangerous targets. Aviation has been receiving new capabilities. Quite a number of models got their custom loadouts, allowing you to get ready for any kind of combat scenario. Many planes and helicopters received fire prevention systems, giving you that extra chance at the hardest moment of the battle. Oh, and there's also the emergency jettison option, and the drop tanks added with the winter update. More and more upgraded vehicles are brought to the game with each new version, and we're not planning to stop. The Navy has had its own changes too. The armor belts and other vertical defense elements on battleships were divided into destructible areas. This decision made naval battles more realistic and dynamic. We've also added the rewind feature to the replay system, the one many players and especially content creators asked for. All of these are just the largest changes. We've fixed and improved entire heaps of smaller things over the year. Can hardly remember them all. Well, it's time to switch the topic anyway. Let's start our tour around the new 2022 locations. Spring started with a new location for mixed battles called the Sun City. Our artists drew inspiration from the variety of landscapes, architecture, and seaside nature of the Middle East while creating this map. What they produced was a cozy little resort town with modern residential buildings, bike lanes, bridges, and terraces. Here's a seaside beach, a wide, mostly open area full of golden sands, and right opposite of it are some fields and a small industrial area. Unlike other maps, the Sun City has quite a number of skyscrapers, making close air support trickier. Well, if we're talking about skyscrapers, one aircraft location has them aplenty: the southeastern city. You can see planes dash in mere meters from facades here, or even fly into tunnels piercing through ridges. Now, the abandoned city is a completely opposite place. It's mostly populated by 3- or 5-story buildings decorated with tile mosaics and garages of various colors. This landscape is set against the background of the Caucasus Mountains, with green slopes and snowy peaks hanging over the map. Another set of impressive views is offered by the Golden Bay, a naval map inspired by the coast of San Francisco. Here, boats and patrol vessels have to fight in a true maze of bulk carriers and tankers abandoned in the bay due to combat activities. Larger vessels have the open seas with a picturesque background and a recognizable bridge. One of the most unusual locations of this year is one for mixed battles between aircraft and ground vehicles, Pradesh. It was inspired by the landscapes of the Himalayan foothills, incorporating parts of northwest India and northeast Pakistan regions. This map can surprise you with its variety. Grassy hills and floodplains, steep drops and long tunnels, stony gorges and numerous bridges, a dam and a turquoise river. No other place can boast such a rich landscape. Among aircraft maps, we believe the Rocky Canyon deserves a special mention as the most unique one. Our artists were inspired by the grandeur and beauty of nature's most striking creations and tried their best at replicating those places. Flying an aircraft at a high speed along the bottom of a canyon is a real blast. Now, the Arctic map has the harshest environment ever, which is unsurprising considering the surrounding ocean. You can see an unusual military base, a stuck icebreaker, and lots, and we mean lots, of snow here. And at night, the skies burn bright with the northern lights. Finally, here's a location you've discovered only recently: the Gold Quarry. This battlefield is the site of a gold mining facility situated in a valley somewhere in the Tian Shan Mountains. The teams have to fight for victory among heaps of soil and rock, between the concrete walls of the factory's warehouses, and in the parking lot of giant rock haulers. We've also prepared a special snowy version of your favorite Poland map for this winter. It's a familiar place, so no new tactics are required, just with some extra holiday spirit. Well, we're sad to say it, but our tour is over for today. It's time we answered some of the questions you asked us in the comments. The first question was sent by a player called FBI. Is there any tactic for the Cobra maneuver? Can you make a challenge video of applying the maneuver? Hi there, FBI. As with most other aerobatics, you're unlikely to find the Cobra useful in real combat. The only purpose we see is for braking quickly and letting your enemy pass. Not Rook asks, what's the difference between the Il-28 and the Il-28 Shah, besides the napalm bombs? Hey, Not Rook, the Shah means it's an assault modification. Besides incendiary bombs, it can also carry gun pods and unguided rockets. Another question comes from Insane Marley. Why does the Tech Tree A10 have worse camera vision than the premium A10? Hi Marley, the planes are actually the same, the only difference is their weaponry. Maverick Missiles Modifications B and D have different homing devices. They have the same field of view, but different zoom levels may trick you into thinking otherwise. Overlanding 11B writes, what are the chances of seeing drop tanks for some aircraft like the F-14? Hi there. Some aircraft have already received the capability to carry drop tanks. The F-14 is not among them yet, but we're planning on adding more machines with this option in the future. And the last comment for today was written by MG Twinser. What top-tier jet can Japan expect to get in the near future? Hi, MG Twinser. War Thunder can add any real-life planes that suit the gameplay. Meanwhile, we'd like to remind you of Japan's current top fighter, the F-4EJ Kai. One of the updates added all-aspect close-range missiles to it, so you might want to blow some dust off this old goodie. That's it for today, friends. As always, we're still here even during winter holidays, and the next episodes will premiere on January 8th and 15th at 4 p.m. GMT or noon Eastern Time. You've been watching The Shooting Range by Gaijin Entertainment. Happy New Year, have a great time, and take care. See you next year. Bye!